Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host. We got to switch that around. Zach Partridge. What up, dog?
What up, man?
I don't like. I have to be on this side, and you have to be on that side.
You OCD weirdo.
You're that way too.
It's true.
That is true.
Now, everything's all messed up. You're not here. We got Big Mark here.
Big Mark Gonzalez got a fight tomorrow night. Steelfist fight night. How you feeling, Big Mark?
Oh, I feel fantastic, man. I'm feeling great.
Mark
How nice
Panda
is it
Gonzalez.
to not have to cut weight. Like I know like you're close, but like you're already under the heavyweight limit. Like you don't have to like cut weight.
So I've never had to cut weight ever. You know, I've wrestled in school and I've always been, a heavyweight in the middle of the weight class. So this time around, cutting weight, kind of freaked out a little bit at first when my fight was scheduled in December. I know I was talking with you, Jason, a lot on, hey, I'm not losing weight, and I was freaking out. And you're like, dude, you only got 5 pounds to lose. Like, relax, So it's an interesting experience. It has been. I found it easier to lose weight when I didn't need to. For my fight with Trent Lee back in September, I shredded so much weight and I didn't have to, and it was easier. But once the pressure was to actually make a certain weight, the mindset changed, and it was like, holy cow, it's make or break. So
yeah.
So
it's
go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say it's crazy how you get stuck in these weight cutting ways of doing these extreme weight cuts, and it's crazy how just implementing a little bit more food in, feeding the machine, as you've heard me a million times, gotta feed the machine, gotta keep the body fed. Just makes it easier when you go to cut weight if you have something to pull from versus if you're starting at the bottom, right. 8-12 weeks in, you need to cut weight. Now you're not eating for days, which is not good at all. So I'm proud of you, man. I know you've been working hard. I know you've been grinding at it hard. You've been reaching out. You ask questions. So yeah, man, I'm proud of you. I'm excited to watch you throw down tomorrow night.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I lean heavily on my teammates, on Zach, on Cole Faust, from guys that cutting weight is a way of life for them, every fight camp. So, my biggest takeaway from it all was just, just trust in your teammates and trust in your nutritionist, So
yeah, because like we'd have these conversations. You're like, I'm worried, whatever. It's like, dude, no, you're good. Just trust me, you're good.
Trust the process. Trust the process. It's hard when you're putting in your, you got your life basically in somebody else's hands. Your teammates, as their coach, your coaches, with your nutrition, with your training. It's hard to kind of be like, oh, I'm so used to doing it this way, and you're telling me I have to do it this way. Oh, I don't know.
Right. Well, when I first came to you, I was pushing 340, and this was back in, I'd say probably like May of last year. And, when you hooked me up with my nutrition plan and I started implementing it in my, everyday life, it was like I'm eating a lot. Does this really work? Like, what's going on? And it was, it wasn't what I expected as far as, eating healthy and doing it the right way rather than these bad diets that you see, but 85 pounds later in 7 months,
it's pretty impressive.
I can't thank you enough. No kidding, for providing the tools, because essentially, at the end of the day, I get it. It's, it's all on me.
It is.
But, you kind of need somebody to just, kick your butt in the right direction. Like, hey,
and sometimes just having that other voice to be like, dude, you're okay. Just eat, eat, trust the process, eat what I'm telling you to eat. And I promise you will make it there. Even when you're second guessing yourself or holidays come up, or you know, maybe you think you had a bad week. Sometimes just that little encouragement to be like, all right, you know, chalk it up. It's a new day tomorrow, one day at a time.
Yep.
It's okay to have a donut every once in a while.
Yeah, just don't do it every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking
I
of
haven't.
donuts,
I kid you not. I'm more excited about after the fight and what I'm going to consume than the actual fight.
come on, Mark. We
I'm-
worked this hard, man.
No, honestly,
Balance. You got to have balance.
exactly. And like you said, holidays like Thanksgiving was tough, but I learned, you know, just keep it lean and keep it small portions.
What did I tell you? Enjoy the day. Like one
Yeah.
day is not gonna ruin it would ruin everything.
You're not
Now-
going to gain. You're not going to gain 5 pounds in one day, no matter what you eat.
It might
challenge
show.
right
It
there.
might say that on the scale, but
Yeah.
you're not going
Right.
to gain 5 pounds of fat in one day. Like that's
Right.
impossible. You have to
I
eat in
recall you
excess
telling
of.
me that.
Yep, 3,500 calories is a pound of fat. You have to eat that in excess. You're definitely not doing that in one day. Now, water weight, you know, did you go to the bathroom, all that stuff coupled into it? Yeah, you might show 5 pounds up, but if you jumped right back onto the program, then you're give it 48 to 36 hours, boom, you're right back to where you were.
Right.
Enough about nutrition, man. Let's talk about your fight.
Yeah. Let's talk about, you're supposed to fight in December. He had a little mishap with his medicals.
Yep.
Guess it wasn't his fault. It was more like the lab's fault.
100%.
And so,
Yep.
you know, it's like, it was just like an unfortunate, like one of those things that happens, super unfortunate. What was that like? And what was it like making sure that you could, you know, knowing that, hey, we're just going to get it scheduled to run it back on the next card?
So yeah, the night of weigh-ins, you know, showed up and, you know, talked to the promoters, and the first thing they did was just look at me with that, like, and you know, you see that look as soon as you walk in, you know, something's up. And,
Yeah.
you know, they gave me the rundown, you know, and told me it wasn't, you know, Jared's doing as far as, you know, not being able to come through. It was definitely, you know, the fault of Wyoming's, you know, medical, you know, personnel or whoever ran the labs. And yeah, I, you know, little disappointed that we weren't going to fight that time, but you know, I have, you know, 100% confidence in Steelfist, and knowing that, you know, that fight's going to happen. They're going to make it happen. And I was just like, hey, let's do it. Let's push it for February. You know, didn't hold it against my opponent at all. You know, things happen. It's the nature of the game, you know, and I'm relatively new to this lifestyle, this, you know, this being a fighter, but, you know, I'm not new to watching fights being canceled for, you know, various reasons. So,
Yeah.
but it's going to happen tomorrow. You know, I
going
messaged, was it Pat the other week, and I was like, hey, are we good to go? His medical's in, everything's, you know, copacetic. And he was like, hey, we're rolling, man. Let's go. We're ready to fight. So I was excited. I was like, heck yeah, let's do this.
Good. Where do you think, let's see. So what, it's been about 2 months since then, right?
Yeah.
Where do you think you've grown the most in the last 2 months? Did you feel like this could be like a blessing in disguise?
Yeah, well, I've seen myself progress so much since my fight in September. I was here ready to go in December, ready to fight. With it being postponed, I definitely feel myself on a whole nother level, just mentally, physically, skillfully. I think I was ready then, and honestly, I think I'm even more ready now. And by ready, I say more so confident in, you know, myself, my abilities, and just All of the above, really. Just I feel super. I don't even know what the word is. We're just ecstatic right now just to
Yeah.
get in there and
Nice.
showcase my talent, allow my opponent to to feel my talent,
Yeah.
and
Heck
have a
yeah.
good time with it. We're in there to have fun, so let's do it.
Was there? So it's been a while. You've leveled up a lot since. It's so crazy because you've leveled up so much, but your last fight against Trent ended so quick that people, they just saw like this much of where you've gotten
Right.
better.
Yeah.
You landed a perfectly timed one punch, put him out, and then did the world's biggest worm in the Steelfist cage.
That was
But
pretty nice. I forgot about
we
that.
only
Yeah.
got to see this much, and Mark's game has grown like this, and I'm hoping that you get to at least showcase more of where you go. Obviously, if the finish comes early again, like we're not going to complain, right? But
Right.
it would be nice to show everybody like your full range of skills that have grown because I was in your corner for your first fight at super heavyweight, and then you took a lot of time off. You've grown like exponentially since then, and I've watched your confidence everywhere in the gym grow and grow and grow. And so that's what I'm most excited for. Was there something a little bit unsatisfactory about your last fight that it was so short? Did that was or
So
like what are your thoughts on that? Because I've always like you put in all this work and then it's like what was it like 9 seconds?
13.
13 seconds?
13
It's like
seconds.
boom, over.
So
Trap owes me a beer, by the way, from that.
Should have bet him cash.
So I've
yeah,
watched.
I don't drink.
I've honestly watched that fight. I don't even know how many times since it's happened.
At least 100 because it only
at
takes a
least.
second.
At least, and it's mostly because it happened so fast, And I remember talking to Trent, in the back after our bout, I don't remember the fight. I remember the worm, but I don't remember the fight. I remember hearing his corner yell and then the worm, and that's one thing that I guess I could say, I would like to actually have is an experience,
Yeah.
that I can more or less recall because that fight happened so quick, and the adrenaline's pumping and everything. And I vaguely remember, I want to be able to experience a fight, whether it's win or learn, like my first fight. My first fight with against Mako as a super heavyweight, I remember every punch that he threw at me, and it lasted to the second round. And I remember for sure that he punches hard, but my cardio was my biggest enemy then, and that was the big takeaway of that fight, and that's what I focused on. And I would like to have showcased it against Trent. Unfortunately, 13 seconds in.
Come on, dog. His cardio wasn't going to be there for you, though.
I give everybody the benefit of the doubt because,
I'm sure Trent's a good guy. I'm not trying to, but I'm like, come on, dog.
Trent's
super
an
heavy
amazing guy.
but super heavyweight, like nobody's accusing super heavyweights of a heavy gas tank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, Trent's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Talked to him afterwards, and I think we were just more so kind of still in shock of how quick it ended. But coming into this fight, I focused a lot on my cardio, on my skills, and I know this opponent's going to be tough. I've watched a couple of films, on my opponent, just kind of see what kind of fighter he is, and he looks like he's a tough fighter. I don't recall his fight against Kindred. What was it, last year?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
Yep.
I don't believe I caught that one. but from what I understand, it went the distance
Yep.
and ended in decision. So,
Yep.
you know, I'm looking forward to banging it out with this guy and, having each other give each other's, our best.
Love it.
I
Do
like
you have a
it.
prediction for the fight?
Mm, not really.
That's lame.
Well,
That's
Come on,
lame.
dog.
I would
You can do
like
better
to.
than
I
that.
would like
Wait.
to have certain things, but I don't predict just because
Here's the deal.
anything can happen.
If you win, when you win Saturday night, will you do the worm again? Or will you bust out the backspin?
So I've had this conversation.
The Spinaroonie. Can you do the Booker T Spinaroonie?
I think you should do the Booker T Spinaroonie. I think we need to bust something new.
It's been a long time since I've done the Spinaroonie.
Okay. It's okay.
So
practice tonight.
I have faith in you.
If
Practice tonight
it does
and tomorrow
happen,
morning.
we'll see. I'll practice tonight, in my garage to see if I can do it.
He's so sick.
I'm just bummed that I won't be the commentating because I was having a blast when you were doing the worm. Like I was having a ball.
The world's biggest worm.
And honestly, that was
it planned?
Honestly, I did the worm because I promised somebody that was watching. It was like, hey,
Nice.
if I knock him out in the first round, I'm gonna do the worm. And when Trent went down, all I could think of is, all right, I need to find space, and
Do the worm.
because I'm a big guy,
Yeah.
I love it.
But
Heck yeah, man.
Well, everybody.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Come check it out. I think, don't be that guy that's bugging fighters right now to go get tickets. But I do believe Mark has a few tickets left. There's probably some fighters that do. You would be able to buy them at the door, order it on pay-per-view. I think it's Blitz Pass TV, right?
Blitz TV, or did they change it?
Blitz
Is it
Pass, blitzpass.com.
Okay.
Check it out on pay-per-view. Come check it out. Mark's going to put on a show.
Yep.
There's a lot of talented fighters on the show. Ben Mo is back in the cage. Mark and Ben they've been going hard all camp with each other. It's been awesome to watch. There's other studs on up and comers on this card as always. It's going to be a fun night. And come say hi to me and Jason. We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. Mark, anybody want to give a shout out to sponsors?
Shout out to my boy Ammon with Critical Fit. He's definitely helped me out. This fight camp, last fight camp, and yeah, guy's amazing. Zach, Damage Plan Insurance, as well. Yourself, 85 pounds lighter. Say no more, right?
Yes, sir.
Also, Tyson Roberts with RobTech Surveillance, and Lucas Hill with ES Solar. I'd like to give him a shout out, as well as Ethan Harris with Century 21. I believe that might be it. So
Probably your wife.
And
yeah, might want to say shout out.
Oh yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out
No. No, that's well, my wife's not my sponsor. She's my biggest fan.
Hey, that's important.
Oh yeah. So, and definitely shout out to her, because if you go on YouTube and you look at my fight with Trent, as soon as he, hits the ground, you can clearly hear her
Really?
over. Oh yeah. It's a loud scream.
Awesome.
And
listen to that.
Yeah, it is. It's an awesome feeling, especially when your wife is on board and behind your back. So definitely shout out to her. My coaches, Aldo Arregia, Gustavo Rodriguez, Jared Kelton, and Cole Faust, with the wrestling.
Wrestling a lot.
Oh yeah, Cole's. That's why he's the machine. He's freaking amazing. But yeah, we'll see what goes on tomorrow. See,
You ready?
I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm predicting you guys will fill it out for about a minute. You're gonna be patient. It's gonna be patient. Whatever. He's gonna run into your check hook. First round.
Zach called it. You heard it here first.
First round.
Sweet. All right, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Steelfist Fight Night. Mark, can't wait to see you throw down, man. I know you've been putting in the work. Zach's been telling me you're looking good, so I'm super excited to see you do work tomorrow. Do damage tomorrow night.
Definitely do damage. Heck yeah.
All right. We out of here, guys. Thanks again, Mark.
Appreciate it.
Boom.